Hey guys, it's Erin here to do a little video on some yoga today. So I finally figured out my backdrop and space and setup because it was really hard to find the right tripod for this. I'm just going to do a little intro and try and feel comfortable in front of this camera. I'm normally in front of you at the Y or at a yoga setting where I'm speaking in public. So here I am, and I hope everyone is well and safe and healthy and doing whatever they can to increase their immunity. So one of the things I recommend is a lot of water. Always have it with you when you're doing yoga. So I'm going to sit quietly in a place where we're allowing our knees to become lower than our hips, our waist, and try and find a comfortable place here. I've been raking and doing a lot of yard work, hurting myself, so I have some bandages. This is just a quick intro. So find your breath through the nose and out the nose, and try and breathe all the way down into the belly. So we're starting out with our pranayama, which will help us focus on quieting the mind, but will also help increase our lung capacity. So bring that awareness of your breath through your nostrils and out your nostrils, but also follow the pathway, have this vision of how the breath moves. And just imagine as it breathes, as you breathe in through the nose, that pathway is going all the way down to the root chakra, which is the pelvic floor, and coming back up behind you, all the way up the back to the crown chakra, back down through right in the middle of the crown, and then out the nose. So just envision that circle of breath. And your tongue should be at the roof of your mouth, behind your teeth, and you should feel as if someone's pulling you up from the crown of your head, and your chin comes in slightly and your shoulders soften, and your hands should be in a mudra style, resting with the palms up on your knees. You can bring your index finger and thumb together, indicating the great wisdom, the great teacher within, and honoring that teacher that comes through us to teach us, as well as that great spirit coming through me to help you. So focus on the breath. Bring your awareness in through the lens at the eyebrow center. So you're kind of looking inside with your eyes closed right at the eyebrow center. Again, feeling that long line through the spinal column, up through the crown, as if someone's pulling you up by a string. Feel that suspension. Softening through the shoulders. Nice, deep belly breathing. Follow that pathway, that circle. And bring your awareness to the eyebrow center, right in between the eyebrows. Just focus on one little spot. Maybe it's a little dot or a star. So we'll do this for a couple more minutes. You want your breath to be fluid, uninterrupted, one into the other. There's no holding your breath here. It's a deep inhalation, and it's a very long exhalation. Out the nose, in through the nose. And notice each time that you get into this cycle of breath, You're able to inhale a little bit longer, but you want to make sure that your exhales are longer than your inhales. So you can also do a counting method, which I'll help you with. Just continue to breathe. And we're going to try to inhale for 5 on the count of 5. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then exhale for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let it all out and continue your inhale. Again, feeling that suspension, softening through the shoulders, bring that chin in. And you're really focusing on that muscle underneath the ribs, the diaphragm muscle. And then slowly start to open your eyes. Bring your hands palm down, face down, onto your knees. And we're going to do a little twist to the left. So take your right hand on the outside of the left knee, and then lift through the crown, lift through that sternal notch, turn and torque your body, and then look slightly over that left shoulder. Holding this pose and breathe 4 cycles of breath, just like we were doing. Really letting that belly expand. In through the nose, out through the nose. Just do the best you can. It doesn't have to be as long as it was in this upright position, because we have a twist here, so we're kind of creating a little less space, but we're cleansing the organs. We're also wringing out the stress. Coming into center, inhale. Again, lifting as you inhale. And torquing, turning, looking over that right shoulder. So using that hand over the knee to help turn. Excuse me. And it's really important before you do yoga not to eat 2 hours before, opposed to 1. So really creating a little bit more capacity here in our lungs and really strengthening the diaphragm muscle through these inhalations and exhalations, through this focused, deep belly breathing. But we're creating a little bit more expansion through the muscular system. And now we're going to create a little bit more rib motion, grabbing onto the elbows. We're kind of arresting our upper respiratory muscles from working at this point. And we're really forcing the diaphragm muscle to work even more. So, but we're going to hold onto the elbows. We're also going to pretend we're trying to pull away. So there's some resistance here. So find that resistance. You'll feel a nice stretch in the rotator cuff muscles as well as the tricep. But we're also going to create a little bit more length in that subscap muscle, which is your rotator cuff, and the ribs, serratus posterior, anterior, keeping that nice little bend going to the left. Continue to breathe. Continue to find that resistance between your hands and your elbows. Soften through the neck. And then we're going to slightly turn towards the right, looking up. Focus on that belly breathing. So we're opening the ribs, those intercostal muscles, and giving our diaphragm some space here on the right lower quadrant of the torso. Just creating some space for the liver. Coming back to center, continue to keep that resistance. Going over to your right. Find that deep inhalation, exhalation. When you're ready, turn up towards the left, looking up. Soften through the neck. Keep that resistance in between your elbows and your hands. There's this continuing of opposing force, which is creating a little heat, which is good. We're kind of creating a little bit more myofascial stretch at the same time. Opening up those ribs. Keeping things nice and flowing. Nice pranayama. Now come into a goalpost position. Bring your arms right at a goalpost position. This Band-Aid has to go. Sorry. Find your goalpost position. And now turn your thumbs back as if you're hitchhiking. So turn them in and back, and almost like you're pointing back. At the same time, you're squeezing those shoulder blades in and down. So there's this direction and this direction. So retraction through the scapulas and external rotation through the shoulders, and then bring the chin down to the sternum. Continue to breathe. And now take your hands, interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze those shoulder blades in. Don't allow your hands to touch your back. Pull them away from you. Again, still breathing. So you're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades in, pull the interlaced hands away from the back, and bring your chin down once more. We're going to do a little orbit circle to the right, so sweep the chin over to the right, up and over, down, back to center, to the left, up and over. All the time you're doing this, you're still pulling those hands away, squeezing those shoulder blades in. Nice. Now release the grip, bring your hands to your hips, and find a nice way to rest here for a moment. Find that regular breathing. And then just notice anything different about your breathing now versus when we first started. I just wanted to do a little pranayama prep. This is usually what we do right before a 60-minute yoga session. So for right now, I'm going to stop there and I will continue another full class. But I just wanted to give you guys a little taste of what it's like to start out with my yoga class. But it will be yin. Thanks.